Hello, my friends. Welcome back to another episode of CivOps Knife and Gear Reviews, reviewing all the EDC gear for everyone from the discerning civilian all the way to the experienced operator. Today, we're going to look at something that's very cool, but also really interesting. And it's just hitting dealers. I think it hit the very first dealers like 2 days ago. And I just picked up one of the first ones from a buddy of mine, Dave Anderson, the Kershaw Guy. If you guys haven't been to his site and checked out his crazy collections of rare and hard to find Kershaws for sale, you got to go check out his site, KershawGuy.com. So thank you, Dave. This is the Launch 16, the most recent in the Kershaw Automatic Launch series. And it's got some really interesting things going on with it. I laid out a couple of other knives that I thought I would want to talk about, and I'm glad I did. I picked out basically the perfect ones. This just got here just shortly ago and just arrived. So some dealers still don't even have it yet. The Launch 16 is, let's talk about some specs real quick first. This bad boy is about 8.35 inches long with a 3.45 inch half serrated tanto blade. Here's the coolest thing. Not only is this knife made in America, but it's M4 steel. That's a big step up in the Launch series, which was traditionally for the first 14 using CPM 154. Most recently, the Launch 15, one of the other absolute favorites of mine in the Launch series. I think this is just a great EDC knife. This is actually done in a Magna cut, which is extra cool. There you go, see that there? And I think that, of course, is extra big step up in the Launch series. And then they went to something very tactical. I laid out these other ones because, you know, the Launch series is very cool. You have some that have been a little more tactical than others, some that are just really so cool because this is an Emerson designed automatic in black and purple, made by Kershaw in the USA. Hell yeah, that's awesome, right? But are these really tactical knives? Not so much. This has no jimping, it's thin. It's, you know, none of these are really tactical knives. So here comes the Launch 16. And it is tactical all day long. The very look of it is just so cool. Tip up, right or left side carry, no tip down. Made in America, M4 steel, 3.45 inch M4 tanto half serrated blade with what kind of an action? Well, let's be honest. If you've played with Kershaw's Launch series, then you know you're talking about very, very snappy autos. Other than just a little bit of that chalky grind that you can hear when you first press a new auto button. Can you hear that? It's just a little bit of like a chalky grind when you first press the auto button. But other than that, that's going to work out with just a little bit of oil and a little bit of use. Surprising that they don't actually oil. I always do when I disassemble them. Anyway, so extremely snappy. Let's talk about tactical design. Huge finger choil with aggressive thick jimping. Oversized, very aggressive jimping up on the spine of the blade that carries into the top rear of the scales. That's nicely machined. Oh, that really is actually. There's really no hot spots that stick out. This small clip. Now, is the clip a little small for my liking? Would I like a little bit larger of a pocket clip? Yeah, but ergonomically speaking, that just melts right away into your palm. You really can't even feel that. So I'm really, really liking this. What is this reminding me of? It's reminding me of old Kershaw's when Kershaw did tactical before zero tolerance came along. This snappy thing with, honestly, Pro-Tech-like snappiness is the Kershaw Rogue, which was out 15, I think, damn near 2000 maybe. I don't even remember exactly how long ago. A Kershaw Rogue, one of the few very tactical autos that had been made by Kershaw. There were, a couple others, but one of the very few. This is a 14C28N steel with a partly serrated blade, a long blade. It's aluminum. Now, here's another similarity. The Rogue had the same kind of updated rubbery TrackTech inserts that are still exactly at play here in the Launch 16 all these years later. And how could a material have lasted so long? Because it's used constantly. It's what we now know as the TrackTech inserts on the blur. The older model blurs had that TrackTech insert that felt like sandpaper. This one is much more rubbery and softer, but very grippy. So if you're wondering what TrackTech feels like, it feels like a blur. So that's how you know the material. Feels like the same material from turn of the millennia to 2023, damn near 20 years later. This TrackTech material is still in play. You can see that there are some design traits that are being carried over here from old Kershaw Tactical to new Kershaw Tactical. So I would say that this is more of a break from the Launch series, despite its name. I would say this is more of a break from the Launch series than it is a break from that. I would say it's closer to being more like a new Rogue than it is really part of the Launch series. This is an extremely, extremely tactical knife, especially an M4. This one was 14C28N, which is a good steel, but M4 is really a phenomenal steel. And having this knife, if you watch the channel, I like larger knives. This knife feels larger than it is. It's just sub 3.5 inches, but it feels like a large knife in your hand. It's comfortable as hell. It almost disappears, but it feels like you're holding a big blade. So if you have not ordered or picked up your American-made Launch 16 in M4 steel, you should if you like tactical knives, if you like tactical autos, if you've been wondering what the next generation of Rogue would be like, the Launch 16 is hitting dealers now. Might be some available, I think, still at KershawGuy.com, where I picked this one up. So check there first. Say hi to Dave for me. And meanwhile, make sure you go get yourselves one. Also, make sure that if you like this content, that you subscribe to the channel, please. It costs you nothing. Just do that real quick right now. And the day it starts to cost you something, I assure you, I'll make you just send me the money and we'll keep it free. Leave me a comment. What do you think of the Launch 16? And make sure to follow us on Instagram, CivOps_Gear. See you guys on the very next gear review. Be talking about what I think is a very, very cool, very modern concealed carry option. See you on the next video. Bye-bye.